Hello, Black Gypsy here. In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to be talking about how does your crush views you. So this is a person that you secretly admire, but you've had little or to no contact with this person. In this Pick a Card, we're going to figure out how your crush sees you, why your crush is not approaching you or not talking to you, and some advice with regards to this crush. So here we have pile number 1, and here we have pile number 2. Pick one and go to the description box below and click on the timestamp for the corresponding pile that you chose. Thank you. Hello, pile number 1. If that's the pile that you chose, we're going to be using this romantic tarot deck to figure out how does your crush views you. Okay, pile number 1. How does your crush view you? Before we get into the reading, let us see what the oracle message had for you today. And the oracle message says, the thorn, protection, boundaries, and clear communication. I don't know what you're going through right now, pile number 1, but this oracle message is talking about you to create some boundaries for yourself. Don't overwork yourself. And also be mindful that you might be a bit closed off as well. But use whatever these words are saying from this oracle card to your best advantage. Now on to your reading. So for the first card will tell me how does your crush views you. The second card will tell me why hasn't your crush approached you. And the last card will give the advice on how to deal with your crush. So the first card, we have the 7 of Flutes. So this is how your crush views you. The 7 of Flutes, which correlates to the 7 of Cups in the tarot. And you see, there's a scissor here. And your crush views you as someone that I immediately think of like means business. So it's kind of funny that your oracle card is the thorn, which talks about boundaries. So with that scissors here, you're not afraid to cut people off. Okay. I'm seeing stars by the blade and the scissor, and what that tells me is you come across as maybe a bit intimidating to him. You probably dress really sharp, I'm thinking about that with the scissor here. Okay. And the edit card, again, it's like when you edit something, what happens when you're editing? You remove things that kind of mess up, things that would not go well together. So if you ever do video editing, in order to make a music video, there's certain parts of a video that you don't want to add in the actual video. So I guess your crush sees you as someone who's very particular. And with all these stars around there, he finds you to be very inspiring. He finds you to be admirable. And with the Seven of Flutes, which equates to the Seven of Cups, is a card about like delusions, fantasy, trying to make a choice, having lots of options. So your crush sees you as someone who has a lot of options. Hence, this is why you're not afraid to like cut things off. Okay? Pile number, then now to the second card. Why hasn't your crush approached you yet? I think with the Page of Flutes, which equals to the Page of Cups, you can see how this woman is daydreaming. Again, I mentioned about the previous card with the Seven of Flutes talking about like fantasizing. He's probably spending a lot of time fantasizing about you. So there's a big chance he saw you. Maybe you interacted just once, or you may have not noticed that he is looking at you or she is looking at you. And she's probably thinking about a way, to talk to you. If not, just probably in his head and just like, what will life be with that person? But like I said in the previous card with the scissors, you come across as a little bit intimidating. So he's just admiring you from a distance. And also, I think with the Page of Flutes, I think he sees you as someone that is full of surprises. So advice with this card, we have what is this? The Two of Flutes, which equates to the Two of Cups in tarot, and it came up in reverse. So my advice for you, pile number 2, I guess the tarot is just saying it is up to you if you want to do the first move, make the first approach to talk with this person. Two of Cups is about creating friendships. It's talking about having a balanced relationship. Clearly, your crush, based off this reading, is interested in talking with you. But because of this Seven of Flutes, with this card here, with the scissors, you come across as someone that can easily reject people. And as the oracle says, you are like a thorn. So it like your crush sees you as this beautiful rose, but you have a lot of thorns. And you have these blades here that kind of remind me a bit of thorns. Like you come across as sharp. It's probably difficult to talk to you. It's probably difficult to be around you. You may have a really strong energy, intimidating energy. So with the Two of Cups in reverse, it's up to you to initiate this friendship with your crush. Don't be afraid. The oracle card did say something about clear communication. Communicate with the person that you admire and see how it goes. Don't be afraid of rejection. No matter what, you will be protected. But based on, if you're here in this reading and you're thinking about someone that may like you, give it a shot. Okay? So to close off this reading, I'm going to pick up 3 cards from my truth picture to fine-tune this message even more. We have Weird, Star, Powerful. Yeah. definitely you are a star, pile number one. And don't feel terrible when you see the word weird, okay? A lot of times the biggest stars in the world, whether it's in music, sports, entertainment, or anything, politician, whatever, they are very they usually have very weird personas, okay? I can't help but think of Lady Gaga, for example. You know, she's I'm not saying that you are like Lady Gaga, but she is a big star and a lot of people admire her. But it embraces her flaws, and then she shares her talent with the world, like she's very comfortable in her own skin. But what I'm getting here is I'm channeling this song by Beyonce, Alien Superstar, right? You look good, you're very unique. You're out of this world in front of your crush's eyes. Okay, so with this boundaries and the seven of flutes here, you know, being cut off, it's pretty hard for people to be around you because they may not understand, you know, your standards or what you want. But you come across as powerful because you are in control. And no matter what, you become a star in your crush's eyes. Okay? You were able to be comfortable in your own skin. And as I mentioned before in the very beginning of the tarot reading, that there are these stars near the blade. So your crush finds that inspiring that you know what you want and you wouldn't allow people to come near you. And he sees you as a very powerful individual as well. So that's what I have for you, pal number one. Thank you and hope to see you in the next video. Hello, if you chose pal number two, let us see how does your crush view you. Hello, pal number two. We're gonna figure out how does your crush view you. But before we get into your reading, let us see the oracle message that is for you today. The oracle message is the anointed. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. Okay. So I don't know what's happening to you, pile number two. Sounds like there is an opportunity coming towards you. This is an opportunity where you are going to have a life change, major life change that's about to happen for you. Maybe you're going to get a new job. Okay, maybe you are called to speak somewhere. Maybe you're called to preach somewhere. You are called to be a leader or set an example for people. Okay. So there's also a message that maybe there is a time for you to start sharing your gifts to people. Not too sure what you're doing, but there's a certain gift or talent that you are called to put out to the world. Okay? That's what I have for you for this oracle message for today. Now let's look into your reading. So the first card will talk about how your crush views you. Second card will talk about why hasn't your crush approached you? And the last card will talk about the advice. Okay, so let's look at your first card. First card is the Four of Roses. How your crush views you. He views you as a mansion, which is a very, very big, luxurious house. Okay. I'm hearing you have a very nice exterior. Okay, you look lavish, you look luxurious, something about you. Maybe you dress very nicely, and your crush admires that. Four of Roses equates to the Four of Wands in tarot, which talks about like celebration, family, being around the one you love, commitment, marriage. Okay, so those are this is a rather positive card, but I'm also hearing in this big mansion, you know, I'm hearing that he sees you a little bit lonely as well, because imagine, you know, someone who owns a mansion, a big house, they own it, but it's only for one person. I'm not sure. I never really owned a mansion before, but it's rather spacious, and I can only think that someone can get lonely in a big house like that. But I guess your crush sees you as someone that's well put together. You're probably someone that has a very abundant energy. You look regal. Okay. Why hasn't your crush approached you? So we have the Ten of Rings, and the Ten of Rings shows a door. And so it's funny because the previous card talks about houses, and then it shows a door. So I guess you haven't really been very open to this person. Okay, I don't think you really been inviting. You haven't let this person allow this person to talk to you or enter you or interact with you in a way. The Ten of Rings in tarot correlates to the Ten of Pentacles. And then the Ten of Pentacles talks about success, stability, wealth. So I did mention that he sees you as someone that's well put together. You know, you look luxurious. But in reverse, I think that he doesn't equate to your level. He doesn't think that he's deserving enough. There's a lot of insecurity here with the Ten of Rings. But with that door being emphasized here, you know, I think he may have given you hints. Maybe he has given you eye contact if you have never spoken to this person. Maybe he has spoken to you, but he probably was talking to you subliminally. Like maybe he wanted to ask you out, but he didn't ask you directly. So it's like you have to open yourself up more. Maybe you're with that mansion, like I mentioned before, he sees you as lonely. Maybe it's time for you to let him in. Let him get to know you a bit, because this mansion, you know, you're someone that's very successful. I can tell here from that first card. You're very successful. You seem like you know how to take care of yourself and you know how to have a good time, but I'm getting a sense you're someone that probably does it alone, or you might do it with like a very small group of selective people, the same people that you've hanged out since like kindergarten, or maybe your own siblings, but you haven't really opened up to like, you know, strangers you've met in your class or in your job, etc, etc. So he's just waiting for you to like, you know, open the door and not like ignore the hints. Okay, so advice. Okay. It's funny because the last card is the first date, exactly, but it came up in reverse. So you know exactly what to do. Pile number 2, okay? It came up in reverse because you need to initiate, you need to open up. Okay, you like the person likes you, somebody has to initiate. You know, do something very fun, like it shows ice cream. Like you don't have to do anything extravagant, but I guess the card is just saying like do something that's rather simple just to get to know each other a bit. It doesn't have to be romantic, but just talk about things like what's on Netflix, or what do you think about Christmas that's coming up, any plans, etc. Like some sort of like something to initiate, because the Ace of Rings or the Ace of anything in tarot is a beginning. Okay, but it came up in reverse, which means it's blocked, but there is some sort of potential. Ace of Rings talks about like this equates to the Ace of Pentacles, which is about a new offering, like something being offered to you, an object or something material, an opportunity. You have an opportunity, open up to the opportunity with this person. I think pile number one had a similar message, but this one has its own nuances, you know? Answer the call. That was the anointed card here. I guess the way I think about it is this crush probably rang the doorbell, but you never opened the door. Okay? So don't be afraid of like initiating or talking to this crush of yours, because it might be good, it might be great, just give it a shot, because he already finds you to be someone that's, or she finds you to be someone that's well put together. So let us pick up 3 cards from our truth picture to fine tune this message, and then we will close this reading. Heartbreaker. Ooh, sexy. Star. Yeah. These cards, of course, pile number 2. You are indeed attractive. You are indeed an attractive individual. You stand out. You are inspiring. Okay, the star card tells me that it's hard to access you. I mean, think about celebrities. You could go to a concert filled with 40,000 people of your favorite superstar. It could be Rihanna or Lady Gaga. But for some reason you can't just walk up to Lady Gaga on the stage. She's has a lot of security around her. Once the concert is over, she's already somewhere in Paris. Okay? Same thing as the stars in the sky. They're very far. You see them, but they're not very, very easy to access. Okay, your crush sees you as the star. You're not very easy to access. You're beautiful on the outside, but you're not easy to access. Okay, the sexy card is self-explanatory. He finds you attractive. Heartbreaker. Yeah, you could, because you don't open up. It kind of makes him feel some sort of way, like really sad that he can't talk to you. He could see you as a heartbreaker, and he probably sees that you're someone that has a set of standards. Okay, you just don't hang around with anybody like that. But yes, that's what I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.